The chief sabotager of destiny is ignorance. It's ignorance. You just don't know who you are. And as long as you don't know who you are, you can never pursue or even qualify what belongs to you. And I'll tell you right now, even as it relates to ignorance, one of the chief culprits of ignorance is environment. Can I take my time? Environment, let me tell you something. The lack of exposure is lethal. It is absolutely lethal, because in some environments, you will never be told who you are. Are you tracking with me? This is a real big thing. It's such a big thing that when God is getting ready to shape Abraham, when he's getting ready to put his hands on him and lead him into destiny, when he's getting ready to do that, the first thing that he tells Abraham is, I'm gonna need you to get up out of your father's house. The first thing he does is he challenges Abraham to change his environment. That's why I'm so glad a few thousand of you came to Denver, Colorado. I believe that sometimes in your environment, you don't get to hear who you are. Come on, somebody. It's the same stuff, different day. You got a whole bunch of people that think that they know you, but they don't know you. They think that you're like them, but you're not like them, because if you were like them, they'd be sitting next to you. You got to shift the environment. Because I'm going to be straight up with you. Some of you are too big for the environment that you're trying to grow in. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. And it doesn't mean you're better than anybody. We're mature. It is not that. It has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with your capacity and the capacity of the environment. I can't grow beyond my environment. Come on, somebody. So you got to get out of your father's house and away from your country. This is what God tells Abraham. He says, get out of your father's house and from your country and from your kinfolk, sometime. He says, unto a land that I will show you. And he says, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bless you, and I'm going to make your name, I feel God, I'm going to make your name great. Some things are not going to happen until you are big enough and bad enough and bold enough to make a, oh, I feel God, make a move. Make a move. My whole life, I've been making moves. Every upgrade of my life had to do with a move that I made. Where are my people? You say, you know what? I'm determined to produce something, and if I've got to move in order to do it, I'm a move. Environment. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be straight up with you. In our churches, we have members, but I don't do members. Membership is not a requirement. And one of the reasons for me, while wisdom is not a requirement, membership is not a requirement, is because if you got to go, I don't want you to think that you have to come and get my permission. Good Reverend, if you don't mind, I just need you to release me. Would you mind? Can you just wait a minute? If God called you, you are already released. You're already released. Leave right, but leave. I don't want you here. If God wants you, you are sick. My whole ship. Come on, Jonah. If God called you to go, you better go. And if you stay too long, there's going to be trouble. Are you tracking with me? I don't want you to have to come and get permission from me. Who am I if God called you? I'll bless you. I'll anoint you. Might put some money in your hands. But you better go. Sink my ship. I'll be wondering what's going on, why the money is funny and all this kind of stuff. Go! Environment will keep you ignorant. Some of you had to come all the way to Denver, Colorado to get a word about who you are. But I thank God there's some hungry women in the house of God. You say, God, I'll go to the ends of the earth to find myself if you call me. Where are my desperate people? You say, God, I need to find myself. And I'll do anything for it. I'm desperate to find me. If I gotta go to Timbuktu to get a word of my identity, Frontier Airlines, do you go there? How bad do you want it? Come on, somebody. I want to feel your hunger. How bad do you want to know who? How bad do you want to know who you are? Come on, somebody. I feel like I see some Apostle Paulettes in here saying, forgetting those things that are behind me and reaching forward to those things that are ahead. I'm pressing toward the mark for the upward call of God. I came to the mountains to get my word. Come on, somebody. I came to the high place to get my word because I've got to figure out who I am. I am trying to lay hold for that. I'm trying to lay hold of that for which God has laid hold on me. Has God laid hold on anybody in here? I'm trying to grasp what I've been grasped for. I'm trying to grasp it. Who am I? Because if I don't know who I am, I cannot be a producer. I'll make the change. I'll make the shift. I'll leave the job. I'll start the business. I'll make the move. I'll take the step of faith. I'll shake loose the crew that brings out the worst in me. I don't want to be a freak no more. I don't want to be a fool no more. That's better. I don't want to be that anymore. Watch this. I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want to bow the knee to idols anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be everything that God has created me to be. Wisdom builds the house. Because wisdom combats ignorance. And ignorance will get you. Some of you simply put, and watch this, and ignorance is not a cuss word. Paul wrote, I would that you would not be ignorant. Ignorance is actually normal at first. Ignorance means without knowledge. One of the reasons why you got to shake your environment sometimes is because we just pass on knowledge, the same knowledge. We regurgitate and recirculate the same old knowledge, the same old songs, the same old stuff. And all that's wonderful, but you just got to know that it will keep you trapped in that subculture. That's why we switch up the music. Come on, somebody. We'll go from Hillsong to God's Gonna Turn It Around on you. The lack of exposure is lethal. It's nothing to play with. And that's why he told Abraham to get out of his father's house. I didn't mean to go there with that. Some environments, I know I said it, but I said it when I was happy. I want you to get this. Some environments aren't big enough to manifest your big. They're too small. Sometimes what's in you is too big for what you're in. Did you understand what I said? Sometimes what is in you is too big for what you are in. That's why environment is everything. Because I cannot become in an environment that does not have the capacity for me. And so you got to break out.